Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback with Jay Stockwell and Bob Frady.
Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback, boys. I'm Jay Stockwell.
I'm Bob Frady.
And I'm George Stockwell.
What a disappointing weekend, boys.
Hold on a second. Stop right there. It was not a disappointing weekend. It was a disappointing outcome of the game, but the weekend was unbelievably good. Unbelievably good weekend.
I would have to agree with that.
Serious question, though. Where's Ross?
Ross is...
He's in the car.
Ross was not in the car, and we were going to move right on from that statement.
Yeah, that's an inside joke. You had to be there. It was hilarious if you were there. All 6 of us in the car thought it was hilarious. Well, 5 of us anyway. And so everybody else. Sorry about that. So...
Well, let's talk about just the trip first.
So we decided to go to Nebraska in person to sit in a stadium that was designed for people who were 50% thinner than they are today. Oh my God. I'm 6'2", 190. And I felt like my BMI was out of control because it's like this the entire game. Like I'm sandwiched between him. It's a nice lady on this side. Like I had to stand up and turn sideways. Like Memorial Stadium is small. I mean, it holds a lot of people, but that's because they've shrunk it. It's like taking your screen and taking it from 100% size down to 80% size. You can still read it, but everything's really cramped. It's like that's exactly what Memorial Stadium was like. And it's not the first time I've been there, but it's the first time I had such really nice seats. And man, it was cramped. But it did add to the atmosphere.
Let's cover all aspects of the trip. First of all, the drive. I kind of like driving to games versus...
I like it. I love it.
Yeah. It's because you drive through, you take that trip down through Mankato and Worthing.
It's Mankato, by the way.
Yeah.
Mankato.
And then Sioux City, where you get within 40 miles of the Harms Farm, and then you head due south. It's a very beautiful countryside drive. So
it is. And you stop in Sheldon, Iowa, home of my wife's grandmother. So, hats off to Sheldon, And Jay actually wrecked. He wrecked a restroom in Sheldon. He just wrecked it. That's something.
Wrecked a golf cart on Sunday. But,
we'll get to that part. Okay. Anyway, so we drive through beautiful Iowa with its shitty corn, and then finally we make the jump over into Nebraska and stayed at the Marriott Omaha?
Marriott Omaha Capital District, which is a fine hotel.
But here's the problem I had with the Marriott Capital Omaha District, or whatever the hell it's called. Number one, getting there, it's like a Rubik's Cube, try to figure out how to actually pull into the place because of all the construction. Took a little while to figure out. But the second thing is I have discovered why people in Nebraska are larger than their ideal playing weight. It's because the portion sizes, if that restaurant is any indication, are gigantic.
He's talking about Jay Gilbert's Steakhouse, which is in the hotel.
So we get a dinner, and the salad they give you is bigger than my head. It's giant, and I have a huge head. I have a size 8 head. This was a size 9 salad. Huge salad, just to start. And then they bring out a giant slab of meat for your main course, which was great. It was wonderful. It was awesome. And then they give you a dessert that's like a plate of berries with some cream on it. And I'm like, I can hardly move. I'm very task oriented. Like I'm a charter member of the Clean Plate Club, so I got to clean that up because I'm the youngest of 6. And if you don't eat fast, you don't eat at all, you don't get any other food. So it's like I was stuffed to the gills on the restaurant week menu, not even the regular menu. Like it was almost like the kids menu.
It was good.
Oh my gosh, it was so much food.
Time for a commercial.
Oh no.
We are reaching out to Oak Barn Beef in West Point, Nebraska. I ordered and had delivered I delivered Oak Barn Beef to the house, and I had their filet tonight on the grill. George, you can attest. You had a bite.
Great. It's great. It's good beef.
Pretty fantastic. And I want to talk.
I've got no beef with that beef.
I've connected on LinkedIn with Hannah Klitz, and guess who is her common connection, Bob Brady?
The Harms.
Nope, Sam Nelson
Sam Nelson.
from the entrepreneurship program.
Okay, anyway, so let's continue
Hey,
with the story.
hey, nobody cares about Sam Nelson. We care about the Big Red.
Hold on a second. We'll get there. Listen, a
Sure.
lot of people care about Sam Nelson.
Okay,
Don't
sorry.
even disrespect Sam that way, young man. Respect
Be our sponsor.
Yeah.
So get with the program, boys.
your elders. Are you trying to get them to be a sponsor, or they are a sponsor?
No, we want to. We've never, Bob. We're losing money on the pod because we
You
don't
have a strange way of getting sponsorships.
the pod itself. We never work on it up the pod.
Here's what we're gonna do, people. We're gonna give you a commercial and then see if you want to pay for it. What's wrong with you? What do you do? What do you like, Jimmy Kimmel's team or something like that? You get this all wrong. You're crazy.
Yes.
Anyway, Oprah and beef. I loved it. The steak was great. The
Steak is great. This straight
Now you-
sponsor us.
You're gonna pay the bill now.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So anyway, so we have this wonderful dinner Friday night, but the problem that we have in our group, there were 4 of us. We met we met 4 more people down in Omaha. The problem is we had a Michigan fan among us.
He's undercover.
Oh,
It's like,
Graham Everett.
and we made him wear a Nebraska jersey, but he was still bleeding, Michigan blue.
Ever sat through a game with an opponent's fan right next to me cheering for every play that I dislike. Okay?
Even though you paid for everything.
Literally everything. I paid for his swag. I paid for his hotel room. I paid for every one of his meals. I mean, everything. There's
And me too. Me too.
could have been my own son. I pay so much.
You just, you know what you did? You turned the other cheek. You turned the other.
I did turn the other cheek.
Maybe you should just turn the rear cheek next time, and it will intimidate him and won't say anything.
Hey, he was still respectful though, and we had a great.
He was
It was
mostly respectful, except for the cheering for the Michigan parts.
My personal caddy in the golf round. On
yeah,
26.
yeah. We made a big
What an-
patty as punishment.
It was awesome.
And we made him say, "That was an excellent shot, Mr. Stockwell," after every single shot. Even though we were playing this one hole and we're all standing around the green, and Jay is like 20 yards off the green, and there's another green like 150 yards away, and Jay just launches it towards the other green. And we're all looking at each other like, where's he going with this ball?
My drive left into the other fairway. And there's 2 greens. The field club is a tiny club, and it's just all mashed together.
Hey, don't
Don't disrespect the club because you can hit the
disrespect
ball straight.
the field
You can't
club.
see that all of us are standing at the same green, and you're aiming.
That I hit to the wrong green. Okay, I did.
Yeah, and the best part, it was in the sand. So he had a sandy from
Even
the
hit-
wrong green, and then he's yelling at the like we should have warned him. I'm like, we were standing on the green.
And then
What are you yelling at us for?
you know what's even worse is shot out of the sand went onto that green too. Oh yeah. Just
Anyway, we're out of order on the trip. So
Just I never hit to the wrong green. Never did.
in 50 years of playing golf, I've never hit to the wrong green. Somebody walk off the course. All right.
Self-reverence there, Bumper.
wow, guys, the fans, our fans don't get these inside jokes. They don't understand the inside joke.
That's okay. You know what? I don't care. You'll learn.
Well,
You
my
come
name's
talk to
Rob
us,
Brady,
we'll
and
tell
I'm going to decide to quit on the 15th hole and walk 4
So-
miles to my house.
And
So-
I'm still gonna lose to George
Okay.
Stockwell.
Let's get it. Let's refocus. Let's bring it in. Let's get back on point. All eyes right here. So Saturday morning comes. We get up early. We pick up our Nelly and Pat, and the 6 of us head out to Lincoln for the game. Our first stop is at the tailgate that we don't have a picture of, but Pat's brother owns a tailgate, which is right when you cross under the cross or the viaduct, I guess, and had a nice little snack. Then we headed over to the business school. Okay, let's correct the record. Okay, let's take the word from the guy who wasn't drinking and throw that one out and get it to
The first
the guy who was.
was at the swag shop. You forgot that. We went to the swag shop.
Oh yeah,
bought
that had no
swag.
no really good swag.
So we bought some swag.
It was over. You know what? To be fair, the swag store was a little picked over because this was the third home game, and apparently they're having trouble getting new stuff because it comes from China. So it takes a little while to get there.
Yeah. Got it. So we did stop at Pat's brother's tailgate, and this is the picture after the game of the whole party. So
That's the Michigan fan right there on the right side. He's on the cover.
Yeah.
Cover over Nebraska.
So this was the full traveling complement at the game, 8 people. And then we went to see our friends, Kathy Farrell and Amy Cloughcorn.
Before that,
What?
at our honorarium. So
That's right.
people may not know, we actually have plaques with our names on them on the campus because Jay roped me into donating to this thing. I didn't know what it was. And there's a giant plaque with my and Mrs. Frady's names on it. It's like we had to go see it and take a picture of it, make sure it was still there, that nobody vandalized it. And because vandalism of statues in Lincoln is running rampant.
Look at that. Dad, you keep moving the phone halfway off the.
Yeah.
No, it's like, there you go.
Can you see this? Can you see it now? Can you see it now?
So then we went to the tailgate. It was delightful.
Yep. It's great.
And then George got to meet the commanding officer of the ROTC unit, Scott Bowman, and he said, "George, you love America? You love America?
You love America?"
It's a new recruiting method for the ROTC commander at Nebraska. Do you love America? Are you American? Why aren't you in this program? Tommy, give me 20. I was like,
and I think you might need to visit a haircut, get yourself a haircut.
I tell you what, you thought that boy looked like a back end of a horse right there. I so swear. All right. So then we go to the Champions Club where we meet Adam Carriker.
Oh, what a great guy.
So,
one of you about Mr. Carriker, great guy. He has the biggest hands ever.
He is a giant. If this was the Middle Ages, they would write stories about this guy being like the giant of the village. He's a giant guy.
There you go. That's great.
Like I'm 6'2", and I'm small. I felt dainty next to Adam.
He made Jay Stockwell look small, and if you've ever met Jay Stockwell, that's a feat to be reckoned with.
I tell you what. So Adam is first round draft choice, Nebraska legend, all that good stuff. And I'm like, what can I say to this guy that other people don't say to him, just to be a little bit of a prick? And I walk up to him and I go, "Hey, I thought you'd be bigger." And he's like, I thought you'd be smarter. And we were both wrong. So, but wonderful guy, had a wonderful conversation. 6 kids, involved dad, a number 1 in our book at the Champions Club. So we got him in, which was nice. And then we go over to the game. Now let's move on from the trip and let's go to the game.
Now, Stockwell, you're at the game. Let's get off the ChatGPT. Let's focus in here and let's talk.
George, why don't you tell me give me your highs and lows of the game?
Look, highs, explosive play. We had explosive plays. It wasn't something you see a lot in the past few years. We're chippy team. In the past, we get a couple. It's not explosive. You know what I mean? That first half, rough start. I mean, we go for it on 4th down. Michigan knew exactly what we were doing. And then we miss a field goal on the next drive. Michigan scores. And then Raiola I thought Raiola played great. I thought he played great. And that might be controversial, but I think
no. I don't. I think he's unbelievable.
Hold on, let him finish. Let the boy go.
I think he played great, but that pass he had where he threw it to Luke Lindenmeyer in double coverage and it was an interception was rough.
I've actually seen the coach's comments on that was an error by the tight end. He ran the wrong route, so he was expecting him to do something different.
Yeah, but you still can't telegraph your passes. You can never telegraph your passes. A good quarterback will, a good quarterback will figure it out. But And then Bryce Batman Underwood gets the touchdown right after that. And that was what I think really defined the game. And I think that was rough. Just our first quarter was awful. But other than that, I did not think we played bad. I have more comments, but why don't you guys go ahead and just give a general
Jay, give us your
thought.
general overview of the game.
Oh, look, I think the game was winnable, and I'm not blaming any of the players. I have some comments on some of the play, but I think the coaches made a few mistakes. Okay, number one, on the first 2 drives we came up empty-handed. Dude, take the points on the first one, and then I bet if the kid's more confident, he makes the second one. We could have been up 6-0. That's the difference in the game right there.
You gotta think.
Hey, why do you go for it on 4th and 2 with no points on the board? You have no feel for how the game's going, and you just pass up those 3 points. Dumb. And then we come right back down. We could have been up 6, and we could have won the game just on those decisions alone. Okay. The other big critique I have, and I was worried about the run game, the offensive line and the defensive line play on both sides of the ball, we got smoked. I sent both of you a TikTok of defensive plays from the Michigan perspective, and our linemen were on roller skates. Okay. And I felt like our coaching staff could have made some adjustments to get the ball out quicker. Because the last two games were against Patsies, and Dylan could sit back there for 10 seconds and not even have to move. And he just was caught flat-footed. He looked like he had concrete galoshes on and something. The coaches need to make an adjustment and just get the ball out faster under a superior rush and under incredible linebacker play by Barnum and Hausman. Those guys are unbelievable. I happened to walk out of the tunnel and stood next to Barnum. I swear to God, he looked like Predator from Predator, the movie. He was just this statuesque 6'4", 245-pound chiseled guy that runs like the wind. Okay, when these are the
sounds like you guys need a room. The two of you. Holy cow!
I was telling you, this guy looks statuesque and like the fittest guy I've ever seen, kind of thing, you know. And
By the way,
the Clippers didn't make the adjustments. Raiola played amazingly well for having to be flat on his back 7 times. Okay, literally 7 times. And so I commend Raiola for his game and his overall accuracy for the year. He's leading in in the top 15 in 4 different quarterback categories in the nation. The kid's a great quarterback, but the coaches got to recognize when they don't have the pass protection, they've got to make adjustments, right? And I frankly, I think another adjustment they could have made was, I think under that scenario, TJ Lateef should have gotten a few series because he could just run it up to the middle like Underwood did, right? And to give up 285 yards of rushing without the defensive adjustment, put 8 guys in the box and stop the run. They weren't able to pass the ball. So to me, really commend the team. They were in it till the very end. But I think some smarter coaching could have won this game.
Okay. So I got 3 things. Number 1, you're right. I think, as always, the kids try to execute the game plan. And the game plan is didn't adapt. They were tied at halftime, and they kind of got rolled in the second half until the end where they hurried up. So the way that you beat an attacking defense is by hurrying up or having very fast plays that get the ball out of the pocket in a hurry. And now maybe they don't have faith that they have those plays. Maybe they can execute. That's all back office stuff that we don't see. But that's the way you beat it. And they didn't adapt to that. I thought that of the 7 sacks, probably 4 and maybe 5 of them came from holding on to the ball too long. You've got to get rid of the ball. There's too much emphasis on completion rate. It's like, get rid of the ball. If you're completing 70% of your passes, it means that you're not taking enough shots or you're not getting rid of the ball fast enough. So that's a game plan issue with the coaching. You've got to get rid of it. The second
75% on the year, to be clear.
Yeah, the second thing I see is that when you think about Raiola as a quarterback, and given what he had to deal with, he played a wonderful game. He kept them in the game. But he's not Patrick Mahomes. He wears the number. He looks like him. He's got the mannerisms, but he's a statue. What he is potentially is even better, which is Tom Brady. Good decision making, quick releases, get the ball out. And what does Tom Brady do better than any quarterback who ever lived? He gets rid of the ball, except for maybe Dan Marino, who gets rid of it even faster. It's like, get rid of the ball. Develop plays that get rid of the ball. If you watch the very first play from the Indiana game, what happens is the running back comes across the face of the quarterback. He pulls it back, throws the ball out, gets a completion to the wide receiver for like 12 yards. The play took 3 seconds to execute that. Those are the kind of plays, rather than these slow developing fancy Dan plays, you got to get the ball out. So that's number 2. And number 3 is they fought hard. They were down 10 in the first half. They tied it up. They were down 10 in the second half. They made it close. They showed a lot of fight.
We would have folded like a
Jimmy Kimmel advertiser. Would have just folded. So
Well, that's twice now. The Jimmy
I
Kimmel
can't
twice.
It's got about box tied on this one.
I could throw some bows. And so it's like I loved the fight of the team. Listen, it's unfortunate that I think it was Hunter stepped out of the end zone when he caught that touchdown. It changes the face of the game if he just, for a 1 yard difference. And it just was it. Everybody left. They weren't crushed. Here's how I described it. It's like, here's the attitude of Nebraska fans for this game. This is like you're dating someone and they've been in rehab for like the last 7 years. And then they get out of rehab, and for 3 months or 3 games, they're like, yeah, I'm just the best. And then you go into this game, you're like, oh no, this is a big party game. Are they going to survive? Are they going to win this? Are they going to win? And they lost. And so it was like fans were crushed because of the expectation, but the fear that they would lose. And I think that the team's going to be fine. This is a good learning experience for them. The road's going to get tough. It's not that big a deal. Nobody expected them to go undefeated, even as someone as optimistic as me didn't. And I think in the preseason, I predicted that this was going to be a tough game for them. It's good. It can be a very good learning experience, a good stepping stone. I thought they played really well against a good team. And you know what? At the end of the day, when you leave the stadium, it's all you can wish for. If you got, because it looked like it was going to go a little cattywampus in the second half, where they were down 10. Would they fold up? Would it be 17? Would it be 24? That would have been crushing. But the fact that they fought back and made the game close was very encouraging to see.
I couldn't agree more. I think with the bye week coming up, look, this is a good coaching staff. They're going to learn from their own mistakes. They're going to there's just some technique things that the defensive line or the offensive line has to learn to be able to create a pocket, and they can do it. Even against the caliber of players that they have on Michigan. So
what was interesting is after the game, we saw our good friend Des Moines Adams, and he's like, defensive line wasn't shuffling their feet. They weren't shuffling their feet to move down the line. They were too focused on penetration because of a weaker pass rush. And, they didn't want to challenge Underwood to make the throws. He's not that accurate yet. The threat of his legs make his passing better. He's a huge dude with the cannon for an arm. And they missed a couple of shots that, if the wide receiver doesn't fall down, maybe it's an even bigger difference in the score. But shuffle your feet, according to Des Moines. I don't know how to coach football, but that's what our former defensive lineman for Nebraska was telling us, is they got to shuffle a little bit more rather than just penetrate. Looks like we lost George.
Yeah.
So
I'll text him and say, come back in.
Hopefully he comes back on.
Yeah. We'll come back in. George, come back in. I don't miss, he might have lost his computer there.
Well, there he is. We got you. Yeah, we got you. We saw you leave. We thought you got bored.
No.
Okay, then we leave the stadium and we go to.
Wait. I wanted to add on. I think you guys have great points, but we need to look at the positives of this game, because there are a lot of positives. My first positive, Michigan is a good team, and they have a great O-line and a great D-line. So I think that they definitely overpowered us this game, but they are just bigger than us. But I think that's the first thing is this isn't a bad team. It's not like I mean our O-line and D-line struggled, but this is still a good team, so it can happen.
I predict, just like Ohio State lost 2 games last year, both Michigan and Nebraska are going to get better and better. But right now, Michigan's the better team. They just physically are better.
Now second thing, I think our skill players are amazing. Jacory Barney
Yeah.
breakout game. Oh
Big
my
game.
God. 2 touchdowns, like over 150 yards. He almost had that third touchdown at the end. He got to the 1-yard line, remember, on our last fight and drive. But our skill positions look great. Raiola can really throw the ball. He can really throw the ball.
He can spin it.
And
Yep.
I think guys, our pass defense is still really solid.
Yep.
We are under 100 yards in every single game. And I think the one defensive rusher
See,
that I
that's what
really
happens
liked
when you
was
bring too much positivity to a Nebraska podcast. Cut the cameras. Get out of here, you kid.
Look, I totally agree with him, but I think we underutilized our team here a little bit. Our second string quarterback. You just
Sunday morning quarterback. Something's going on, but I'm good night. My laptop is having strokes. Okay, so you guys have a great night. I love you. Okay, I love Sunday morning quarterback.
All right, there you go. Tech. This is a very high tech production here. The one thing that surprised me a bit is in the face of such a pass rush, you would think that a fullback would be a good thing to put in. And we didn't really see a lot of protection in the backfield.
I thought the level of adjustments to what was happening in the game, allowing 7 sacks, not adjusting out of that to prevent them, was really bad on Overson's part. You could have won the game easily, and you got to get points when you get into the red zone twice in the first 2 drives. Just full stop, you do.
Even if it's just the first drive. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to intimidate Michigan, that they're just going to run right over them. But you give away all the momentum if you don't make it. Now, the analytics say 4th and 2, you should go for it. Analytics, schmanalytics, you got to read the room. The crowd was off the chain. The crowd was going crazy. You kick a field goal there, you keep the momentum going. You don't do it, then you get the ball back, and then you miss one, and that it was like the air went out of the balloon for the rest of the quarter.
Another major mistake. This was a player, though. I don't even know which player it was. Caught the punt on the 3-yard line, and we stuck for like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's Barney. Listen, you're a kid. You want to be the hero. You want to run back a touchdown, and sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. If you're catching a ball inside the 10-yard line on a punt, just let it go. It's easy to say.
Yeah,
it's easy to say when you're sitting up in the stands, packed in like sardines. It's way different down on the field. So, God bless him. It was tough.
That play hurt us. That play hurt us because we just
but
on.
You never know what it might have bounced up in the air. Who knows what would have happened? But at least you got to let the odds are it's going to roll out. So I agree that was a tough one because But on the good news side, Archie was incredible. I hope his parents stayed around to see it because
that's a great point, Bob. But Archie Wilson had a great game, and he kicked with both legs. Did you notice?
He did, and it was fun watching him warm up because he was doing it every other kick. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
and he was a weapon. Flipped the field a couple of times. So I would say overall, I didn't leave sad. I was a little miffed. I thought maybe this. A couple things go differently. We could have won this game, but I really love the fight of the team. I love the direction that they're pointed in. Yeah, there's some things to clean up. There's some decisions that maybe, in retrospect, hindsight's always 20/20. But I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm still drinking the Kool-Aid.
No question. There one thing in the TikTok reel that I sent you, check out the play where Barnum tackles Emmett in the backfield.
Yeah.
And you just you see like it's like a man tackling a child. It's like and their line push was superior. Their linebacker play was superior. and we just didn't make enough adjustments to deal with
You know, I thought that we had. I haven't watched the game film, but just from watching the game, it seemed like we had more success running between the tackles and not outside of the tackles because that's where all their speed is. And it's like, why not just keep running between the tackles? I mean, maybe it wasn't more. Maybe I was just dreaming that or imagining it, which is entirely possible. But Michigan did what every Nebraska fans wish that Nebraska did. They ran the damn ball right down our throats.
Totally.
And that's exactly what
that's Big Ten football. And
that's winning. That's winning Big Ten football.
Did you see what Indiana did to Illinois? I mean, just
okay. So let's do this. First of all, in this game, my fatter coach prediction came through, where the fatter coach usually wins because the fatter coach is sitting there late at night eating hamburgers and chips and hot dogs, watching game film, while the skinny coach is out there, working out, working on his show muscles. So, Biff, congratulations. We were happy for you because it's always nice to see an assistant coach get the W, even if it is against your team. Seems like a real nice guy and very funny. So good for him. Fat coach wins. But that theory was turned on its head in the very next game we watched, which was Illinois versus Indiana, where Kurt Signetti looks like, I don't know, he looks like the kid you kick sand in his face half the time. And then he comes out with like a switchblade and carves you up. It's like, it was a boat race. It wasn't even close. It was over in the first quarter. What a show by Indiana.
Oh my God.
Holy cow. And the fat coach lost that one. It's like, damn, Indiana looked good in that game.
Remember the unknown fan last year? I was at that.
Oh. Indiana, man, they ain't playing. That's like, you think they were underrated last year? You're going to think they're underrated this year because their schedule's not that tough. It's tougher, but still not that tough. They whooped Illinois. They whooped them.
How about Maryland coming into Wisconsin and ending up with chance of fire Fickle in Wisconsin?
The fans in Wisconsin are fickle. They want to get rid of their coach. And just imagine if, everybody wanted Fickle to be coach for Nebraska. He was a big name and yada, yada, yada. And I think that we dodged a bullet with that. And we have a good coach in Matt Rhule. So, yeah.
I'm you said earlier, still drink the Kool-Aid. Matt Rhule is the guy.
Yeah.
There's no question in my mind. But people, they're still trying to figure out this new world. And I think it's going to be great for Nebraska because we're going to have deep pockets because we don't have any debt in our athletic program. So we should be very well positioned. I wish Tyler Kai would ever come on the show and help us talk about that.
We'll get him eventually.
Yeah.
So, so Maryland put the wood to Wisconsin at Wisconsin.
Yes.
That was oofta. That was just that was a whooping. Well, not a complete whooping, but it was still a handling, if you will. Notre Dame took down Purdue. That was a track meet for most of the first half, and then the second half, Notre Dame pulled away, and they were just going up and down the field, scoring touchdowns. It was pretty fun, and I think the last, Iowa, and their lousy corn marches in to Piscataway, and to the Rutgers Sopranos.
Not an easy place to play.
No, and it was tied going into the fourth quarter, and Iowa pulled out the game, scored 38 points. What's up with Iowa scoring 38 points? He must have had some defensive touchdowns or something like that. It just good for the Midwest. You show these East Coast teams, but Kalakamanis, he was the guy. Wasn't he the coach? Wasn't he the what do you call it? He played for Minnesota. That's right.
Indiana is only a 7.5 point favorite at Iowa next week. I think it's going to be hammer time for Indiana at Iowa.
And Gronowski redeemed himself in the Iowa game. So, good for him. Never like to see people kicking a kid when he's down. So, good for him. And then way late, the late show featured USC and Michigan State. And early, it looked like USC was going to run the house on them, but it never really got too much beyond 14 points. So it was a little bit more of a game than I thought it was going to be. I don't see Michigan State being a great team, but they gave a little fight to USC. But the Trojans ain't playing this year. The coach is fighting for his life. So all around the Big Ten, 'twas a good week.
And quietly, Washington just mauled Washington State 59-24 as well.
Yeah, Washington State's not so hot this year. Washington's a team to keep an eye on, see how it all works out. And we'll get to watch all the Big Ten games this weekend, or none of them, as it were, because we are on a bye week this week.
And by the way, I got those tea times this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Well, I'm in California, so
you are.
Yeah, we leave tomorrow for a week. So, yeah. So all in all, fantastic trip, disappointing but encouraging loss. And, there's no moral victories. It's a win and a loss, and they lost. But you knew they were going to lose a couple. And if you're going to lose a game, better to lose a game like this than to do the same thing against someone like Minnesota. Gack it up at the end.
I remain very, very optimistic. I mean, we only lost by 3 points, and there was multiple friends to win that game,
and we left 10 points on the board.
Easily.
We just did. So disappointing. Anyway, all right, Jay Stockwell. I think we've been going on for a little while here. This is a long podcast.
Yeah.
And then Sunday morning, we played some golf at
that was so fun. Field Club. Thank you, Uncle Pat Wardman.
At the Field Club in Omaha. It was a lovely place. A little petite, but it was a good time. My golf game hates me. It hates me worse than all of my ex-girlfriends put together. They all ganged up, and they paid off my golf game to say, make sure he's as miserable as possible out here.
Hey, at least he didn't hit to the wrong green. Okay.
I hit to the wrong fairway a few times, but that's forgivable.
You got to admit, teeing off on 7, then playing 6 is weird. Okay? I mean,
listen, 3 of us managed it just fine. One of these things was not like the others, and that one thing was you. Didn't you watch Sesame Street when you were a kid? One of these things is not like the other. The 3 of these things are kind of the same. Yeah, you should know. I had no trouble with it.
Yeah.
I had no trouble with it. So
wrong green. Oh my God.
And they got mad at us for shooting at the wrong green.
Yeah.
It's like, what'd you get mad at us for?
I was really mad at because they have these stupid carts with like these, range circles around the greens, and they're like, well, okay, here's the Kansas border. If you go across the Kansas border, the cart stops.
Just because at your club they allow you to drive on the green practically with the cart doesn't mean that most clubs do. First hole is that you tee off and you go down a big giant hill. So I should have known this was going to be a challenging day when Stockwell and I are in the cart together and we go down the hill. I'm like, just take it easy. We'll go right down the hill. And I don't know if you hit the brakes or what, but we started doing this all down the hill. I'm like, and so we finally get to the bottom of the hill.
That out. We don't swear on this podcast.
Oh, sorry. It's like, I can't believe that we didn't tip over. We have a lot of ballast between the two of us. Between the two of us, we keep that thing planted pretty close to the ground, but it was spinning. It was spinning like a Latrell Sprewell spinner. It was spinning. And then on the next to last hole, Jay comes down the hill, locks up the brakes right into George's cart. It was no damage, though.
What I was trying to do was reposition the cart, but it was this like steep little embankment, and I was just trying to turn the cart around, and it started to slide, and boom.
You know what? You did rearrange the cart right into George's. So success, much success. So all right. So we'll be dark, I think, next week. So Nebraska fans, I tell you what, Nebraska fans, just relax. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're only 3 games from bowl eligibility, and UCLA's on the schedule, so we're really only 2. So, why don't you take us out, Jay Stockwell?
Okay, here we go.
Big Red!